Hello, welcome to the Minnesota Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us. Just a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. If your question is for one specific presenter, just make sure to name their school in your question so they know it's for them. Your cameras and microphones are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening. Be sure to sign up for additional sessions where you signed up for this one if you haven't already. And this presentation is being recorded. It'll be available within about a week at strivescan.com/Minnesota. We are in session, what is this, E5? You can see that on the screen that I am sharing, which I just accidentally clicked through. Bottom left part of the screen, those are the 6 presentations we will hear during this session in the order of the presentations. So I've gotten the housekeeping stuff out of the way, so I'll get out of the way now and turn it over to our first presenter, the representative from Bemidji State University.
All right, thank you so much, Russ. I'm gonna go ahead and start sharing my screen, so give me 1 second here. Okay, so welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Erin Jordan, and I am the representative from the Bemidji State University. We are a 4-year state school, public university. As you can see on the screen here, if you look right here, this is where we're located. So we're northern part of the state in central. So just some, basic facts about BSU. So cost of full year is going to be $18,886. That includes banded tuition and room and board. So you are required to live on campus your first year in our residence halls. We have 2 freshman residence halls available, and that also includes your meal plan as well in that cost. We have both merit-based scholarships and foundation scholarships available. Merit-based scholarships are no extra application. You're in the running for it as soon as you apply to our school. And then foundation scholarships, we have 1 master scholarship application that puts you in the running for over 400 scholarships. So the majors that we have available at BSU, we have 60 plus majors in 3 different colleges. So we have majors in the areas of arts, education, and humanities, business, math, and science, and individual and community health. And a little further on in my very short presentation, I will talk to you a little bit about some unique majors that we have here at BSU. So admissions criteria, how to get into BSU. So you will need a 3.0 GPA or a 21 or higher on your ACT to have direct admission. That means that if you have that, you're guaranteed admission here at BSU. We actually don't have any essay or anything like that for our regular application. So you just need right now your high school, your high school transcripts, and we are test flexible right now through fall 2022. Athletics and organizations, we have 2 Division I NCAA teams. That's going to be our ice hockey teams, both men and women's. And then we have 12 Division II NCAA athletic teams as well. And we also have 90 plus student organizations. Student organizations for us are going to be in 3 different categories. We have our what is called hobby-based or special interest groups, and that can be anything from bird watching to our Black Student Union to bicycle enthusiasts to rock climbing enthusiasts. So it's very varied and kind of like student driven in that way. We also have our department organizations. So department organizations are going to be more for things like networking and kind of like resume building. And then we have our club and intramural sports as well. So student support here at BSU, we have 11 different departments dedicated to the needs of each student. I have them listed here. They're typical to most universities. We have career services, advising, international programming, because we do have study abroad here at BSU and international students. And then we also have accessibility, our Center for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, Veteran Services, American Indian Resource Center, TRIO, and Health Clinic and mental health counseling. So those are just kind of all the information that you might need to know basically about BSU. But what makes BSU so unique? So we have some really unique majors and programs. So we have a lot of programs that actually pair with our Indigenous Studies programming to create unique sets of programming in our sustainability studies majors and in our nursing major and our criminal justice majors that focus specifically on Indigenous needs. And so that makes us really unique. We have the only Ojibwe program, I think, worldwide. So if you want to study Ojibwe in a scholastic way, we have it here at BSU. We also have, of course, Indigenous studies. And we also have, exhibit arts, which means it's, like designing museum exhibits. So it's really interesting, and it's the only one in the nation as well. We have a really approachable campus size, which is great. So we're considered a medium-sized campus, but we're on the very small end of that. We've got about 5,000 students. We have a 19-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio, and that makes us unique because we have a lot of the middle-sized amenities, but we have that small a lot of people on campus feel, which is great. We have a real push towards sustainability across our campus. So we have our Center for Sustainability Studies. We have a fully sustainable house that students are chosen to live in every year. And that's really fantastic. And we are trying to become fully sustainable by 2050. That is our goal. Another thing that we have here, we really focus on our outdoor culture here at BSU. We have a lot of outdoor programming through our Outdoor Programming Center. And of course, we are right on that stunning lake that you can see there. And then the other thing is we have our weatherproof tunnel system. So if you don't like the cold that much, you can still get to class. It's okay. You can go through our tunnels and you don't even have to go outside. And then this is just a application process. So we have a $20 application fee. If you use that code TOR, that can actually waive that fee. We'll need your high school transcript, and then ACT, SAT scores. We are test flexible right now, and we will be through fall 2022 when we will then assess that if that is going to be necessary. We also have a free application throughout the whole month of October, so we definitely encourage you to find out some more information about us if you'd like. Come tour. We have on-campus tours right now, and and we hope to see you at BSU soon. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much, and I'll remind all of our attendees to use the Q&A button at any time. If you have questions for any of our presenters, if it's for a specific school, just make sure to name the school in your question so they know it is for them. Up next, we'll hear from the representative from Lake Superior College.
Thanks, Russ. I'm just going to get going on sharing my screen here. Bear with me one second. All right. Here we go. So my name is Leah. I work for Lake Superior College. I think that I'm on the wrong screen. I hope you can still see it. I work for Lake Superior College as a regional admissions representative. I live and work out of St. Paul, though, by the Como Zoo or the State Fairgrounds, if you're familiar where that is at. But Lake Superior College is located in Duluth, Minnesota. It's a beautiful, beautiful campus, as you can see from the background here. We are a public two-year community and technical college that is part of the Minnesota State College and University system, so similar to Bemidji State that just presented. We're in the same system. So as you can see here, this is our main campus. It's a hawk-eye view or the aerial view of our campus, but we have 4 campuses in total. So moving on to the next slide here, that kind of leads into some of our more popular programs. So up at our aviation campus, we have our professional pilot program as well as our aviation maintenance program. In downtown Duluth, we have our manufacturing programs, and just south of Duluth, we have our emergency response training center. So that has things like fire and EMT programs. And then at our main campus, which you can see on this slide as well, we have a lot of our healthcare programs like dental hygiene, rad tech, nursing, which I would point out does not have a waiting list. And then respiratory therapy is also one of our growing programs, which I think is pretty cool because that speaks to what our students are doing right now in the era of COVID and stepping up to go into that program. So those are more of our career-based programs that you can finish in 2 to 3 years, but then we also have programs that are designed for university transfer. That is a great idea if you're undecided, you don't really know what you want to do, or maybe you do know and okay, I need a 4-year degree, but you want to be able to save some money along the way. So the first one that I would point out is that zero textbook cost AA degree. So your general education credits is what everybody kind of calls that. So at Lake Superior College, we have something called a Z degree where you can get that entire AA degree with no textbook costs. So that saves a few $1,000s in that. The other option would be the university transfer pathway. And this is really designed for you to transfer within the Minnesota State College and University system. So you would do 2 years at LSC and 2 years at another Minnesota State University. There are 7 of them, and you would have a focus in something like biology or psychology, maybe communications, but that's a great way to also explore, again, if you're undecided. Going on to our campus culture, we do have varsity sports at Lake Superior College. So you can see on the left side of this graphic, we have men and women's soccer, men and women's basketball, clay target, and mountain biking are co-ed sports. If the sports aren't really your thing, you can also do them for fun through our intramural sports. We also have dozens of clubs, again, that are related to things that you might be studying or what your hobbies are. So we also have a great diversity rate on our campus. And this is something that I like to kind of break the stigma of community colleges. A lot of people assume it's really where the local students are going, but we actually have students from over 47 states in 20 countries. So I think that really speaks to what we can offer in a robust way. The other thing that I absolutely love about Lake Superior College is our tuition rate, which is a fancy word for cost. We have the 3rd lowest tuition in the Minnesota state system. So you get a really great quality education. Moving on to the next slide, you might be thinking, okay, Duluth is beautiful, but I'm not from there. Where do I live? These are our housing opportunities. We do not yet have housing on our campus, but we're working on it. I think you might be able to see my mouse here, but where this parking lot is on the very top left side, we will eventually have on-campus housing. But until that happens, we have preferred partners like Campus Park or Boulder Ridge. Both of those are about 10 minutes away, and they have a shuttle that goes between the apartments and our campus. They are very student focused. You might be living with other students from UMD or Scholastica or UWS. They also have great amenities. The other option is living in the dorms at UW Superior. So this gives you that quintessential dorm life. You would be able to have a meal plan. So if cooking is not your thing, no problem. You can also take part in their student life. The other thing too I would mention is we have about over 100 students who do this option every year. So you definitely wouldn't be alone in that sense. So moving on quickly to our admissions process, we have what is called open enrollment. And so it's really straightforward, and most importantly, it's free. So really, it's an online application. We look for just your basic information, your high school transcripts if you're a current high school student. Again, we do not have an application fee. We do not require an ACT, but we do use it or can use it for course placement. Going on to this beautiful Hawkeye view again, we are giving campus tours right now. So if that is something that you're interested in doing, that is really, really important to do. We have an aviation open house coming up and also virtual chats.
Thank you very much. And if you have questions for any of our presenters, just make sure to use the Q&A button at any time. If it's for a specific school, just name the school in your question. That way they know it is for them. Up next, let's hear from the representative from Maryville University of St. Louis.
All right, thanks, Rush. I appreciate it. Good evening, everybody. Let me go ahead and share my presentation with you all. All right, hopefully you guys can see this. My name is Travis Batal. I'm an assistant director of admissions at Maryville University. Just here to give you a little more information about us. So we are a small private university located specifically town and country, Missouri. So it's just going to be 20 minutes out of downtown St. Louis. Our total enrollment is going to be about 11,000, but out of those 11,000, just under 3,000 students are going to be what make up our on-campus undergraduate student body. And diversity and inclusion is a very big thing at Maryville. It's one of our core values. So we like to share that we do have a student from each state, as well as 58 other countries being represented. And just some quick facts on the side. We do offer about 90 plus different degree programs, 22 NCAA Division II athletic teams in our Great Lakes Valley Conference. About 150 or so student clubs and organizations that throw about 3,000 events each year, as well as our class sizes are going to be very small. We do have this 14-to-1 ratio. So your class is going to be a little bit more intimate. You'll get to know your professors and your classmates a lot better throughout the semesters as they go on. Just to highlight a few of our top academic programs. We're known mostly for all of our health professions programs. We do have a few standouts in our School of Business as well as our College of Arts and Sciences. So I'll just go and highlight our top two, which are going to be nursing and physical therapy. These are both freshman entry programs, meaning that once you are accepted into this program, you are in. There is no separate application or test that you have to take. So nursing is going to be that 4-year degree. As early as your second semester, you're already taking your core classes. Same thing with physical therapy. After you are finished with your 4th year of undergraduate coursework, you are directly admitted into that graduate portion for those other 2.5 years. Again, no separate applications or no tests that need to be taken. You just kind of straight through the program that way. Same thing applies to our occupational therapy and our speech language pathology program. We also have our Rawlings Sport Business Management program, which is a great program for our students. They get the opportunity to work, of course, with the Rawlings company, but they also have that opportunity to work closely with our professional teams here in St. Louis, so the St. Louis Cardinals as well as the St. Louis Blues. We have cybersecurity, which is something that is very up and coming. Our students can choose to either specialize in both either the offensive, defensive, or just a general track. And then in this upcoming August of our fall 2021 semester, computer science is going to be something brand new added to Maryville, where students can choose up to these 5 different specialties to focus on. We also have life coaches on campus. Every student that comes in as an incoming freshman is assigned a life coach. And they help them in these 3 main areas. One of them being academics, where they can help you with your time management, setting up your class schedule for registration, as well as peer tutors, getting you in touch with the right people. And they can also help you develop personally and professionally, whether that be helping you build your resume, your cover letter, or even having some mock interviews with you. So that way, when it comes to that time after you graduate, you already have that kind of experience under your belt and ready to go. This is something that we like to showcase, which is our career success rate. It does sit around that 97%, which is 16% above the national average. We're very proud of that. And you can see towards the bottom of the screen how it's broken down by school. So proud to share that all schools and colleges are above that 90%. But we owe a lot of the success to our life coaches as well as our professors. They really make sure that you are on top of everything. You're successful in your classes as well as your internships and volunteer work. Speaking of internships and volunteer work, every program on campus in Maryville, you have the opportunity to work with some professional partner that we have. So like I said earlier with our business programs, they work with Rawlings, Enterprise, sometimes the Cardinals, like I said. All of our health professions programs work closely with hospitals nearby like St. Luke's and Mercy. And then biology programs, chemistry programs work closely with Monsanto and things like that we have here in St. Louis, even the Missouri Botanical Garden. So you're going to get a lot of experience through these partnerships before you graduate. This is something that I hope helps us kind of stick out tonight. We are an Apple Distinguished School, one of the few in the nation. And this allows us to give all incoming undergraduate traditional full-time students an iPad and an Apple Pencil. And I'm not lying when I say this, it is completely free of charge and it is yours to keep after you graduate. We do load it with over 200 apps that you'll need or that you can use throughout your career here at Maryville. We can put all of your textbooks on there, all of your note-taking apps. Our learning software is Canvas, so that is already loaded on there as well as any email communications that you will need. Really, this is yours to use however you want during your career, whether you're on campus taking notes, practicing presentations, things like that, or if you're at home just chilling and watching Netflix again, this is yours to keep and yours to use however you want throughout your career here at Maryville. But before you do get that iPad, there's a short journey to becoming a Saint. Our application is free on our website, maryville.edu/apply, as well as it is free through the Common App or the Coalition app. And these are great resources for you if you're applying to more than one university at a time. You fill out that one application and they do the work of sending that one application to all those different universities. For general admissions at Maryville, all we require is your application and your high school transcripts. And again, we are test optional, so we don't require any test scores to be sent in. If you're a great test taker, go ahead and send them in. We do complete a holistic review, so we will look at everything you submit, from your applications to your transcripts, letters of rec if those need to be required by certain programs, essays if you want to submit those. Again, we don't require essays, but you can feel free to submit them. But be sure to include any extracurricular work that you've done throughout high school, whether that be on your application or even if you're going to upload a resume that way. It's a little snapshot of tuition. We actually have been on a tuition freeze for the past 5 years, as well as we've lowered tuition by 5% since last year. So you can kind of see the difference between last year and this year. It's got a good significant amount. We also offer scholarships at maryville.edu/scholarships. And really quickly, we do offer some on-campus visits and virtual experiences. So you can get a little more information at maryville.edu/visit. Again, I want to thank you guys for giving me the time. And go Saints.
Thank you very much. And for our attendees, if you have questions, we want to hear them. Just hit the Q&A button. Go ahead and submit them at any time. If it's for a specific school, just name the school and your question. Up next, let's hear from the representative from Michigan State University.
Hello, my name is Tanya Kurzawa, and I'm the admissions counselor that works with students from Minnesota. Happy to be here with you to give you some information about Michigan State University. We are the Spartans, and we are located in East Lansing, Michigan, which is just minutes from the state capital in Lansing, Michigan, and we are about an hour and a half drive from Detroit Metro Airport. We also have our own airport in Lansing. If you wanted to fly directly to campus, you could certainly do so. So life at Michigan State University, you'll find yourself on a 5,200 acre backyard. We are really like our own small city, and you'll find that we are like a suburban setting. We have lots of green space on campus, and our students get around our large campus, primarily walking, biking, skateboarding, scootering, and we do have our own bus system that runs throughout campus. You will find a Broadway stage located in the Wharton Center on campus. You will find Big Ten sports, lots of fine dining, and lots of great things to do on campus. In terms of who our students come to us from all over the state of Michigan, every state in the US, and over 130 different countries. So you will find that we are diverse geographically, ethnically, and you will also find that there's a lot of diversity in terms of what you can study at Michigan State. You can choose from over 200 different areas of study. We have about 40,000 undergraduates, 8,500 incoming freshmen. About 40 of those are from Minnesota every year, so there are students coming from your state. And those students are primarily choosing majors in the colleges of natural science, the College of Business, and the College of Engineering. So those are our more commonly selected majors amongst our incoming freshmen. But we have, like I said, 200 plus areas of study within 17 degree granting colleges. We know we're big with 40,000 undergraduates. We're one of the largest in the country. And so we have some programs that help us to break down this large resourceful university into a more smaller environment like a small liberal arts college. 3 of those residential living learning options are available to our students. One is called the Lyman Briggs College for students who are interested in the sciences and mathematics. They live and learn in that residence hall. Their faculty and advisors are right there in their residence halls, and a lot of their classes are in that residence hall. James Madison College is another one. They are in Case Hall, and those students are studying things like political science, pre-law, international relations. And then the third residential college option at MSU is the Residential College for Arts and Humanities for those students who are interested in those majors. So some of the ways that we make our large university smaller and more personal for our students. Other ways that we find our students get engaged and start to become familiar with the university is through their activities outside of the classroom. So of course, we want you to get involved in things that will enrich your academic experience. Entrepreneurship, maybe you have an exciting idea. We have people that will help you. We have resources, we have money to help you. So that's been a really popular thing for our students. Undergraduate research, we offer opportunities in every major for you to work side by side with faculty members. Great way to build your experience at MSU. And education abroad, maybe you've had it in your head that you want to study in a different country. We would certainly help support you in that. We have 275 programs offered on all 7 continents. So pretty much something for everyone. And we have 900 plus student organizations for you to choose from. We want you to find your people. We want you to continue to do things that you have interest in. Maybe you want to continue to play music. Maybe you want to continue to dance, do volunteer work, be involved in a fraternity or sorority. All of those things are available to you at Michigan State. Our students find that we offer a lot of resources for them. I didn't mention we have 26 residence halls that are spread throughout our 5,200 acre campus. They're basically in 5 neighborhoods. Campus is 1.5 miles from the east side to the west side and about 1 mile from north to south. So it's very manageable. And our students find that there's a lot of resources right there for them in their residence hall neighborhood. We have engagement centers, we call them, where you can get advising, you can get free tutoring for classes that might be giving you a tough time. If you're having a rough week and you just want to talk to a counselor, they're there in your engagement center. You want to rent a bike when your friends come to visit, you can even rent a bike at the engagement centers. So lots of things for you right there in your residence hall area so that you don't have to navigate halfway across campus to get some help. We have a lot of student services that are there to assist our students, of course, including veterans resources, as well as a resource center for persons with disability. We have intercultural support, lifestyle support for you. You want to get some exercise, there's lots of different places you can do that on campus, and we offer free classes right in your residence hall neighborhood as well. And then finally, career advising, financial seminars, internships, mentorships, all those types of resources are available to our students as well. You'll see that we have a 92% freshman retention rate. What that means is that our students are coming back to us at the rate of 92%. So that's what we really are shooting for. We want you to have a good experience so that you come back to us in your second year. You'll see some of the top companies listed here that recruit our Spartans. About 80% of our students have some sort of internship experience while they're at MSU with many of these companies. We have about 500,000 living alumni worldwide that come back and recruit our students for internships, co-ops, and full-time work. And you'll see our placement rate listed here at 95%. So if you decide you want to apply to Michigan State, you will get a holistic review. You can use the MSU application, the Common application, or the Coalition application. And we encourage you to do so by November 1st of your senior year for maximum consideration. The state of Michigan is just now starting to open up for in-person tours, so we would encourage you to check out our admissions page for information about visiting. Best of luck to all of you. Thank you.
And thank you. And again, I'll remind everyone, questions can be submitted at any time. Use the Q&A button to ask questions of any of our representatives. Up next, we'll hear from the representative from the University of East Anglia.
Awesome. Thank you so much. My name is Alana Stewart. I'm the regional manager for the University of East Anglia, and I am based in Michigan to assist students in the US and also in Canada that would love to abroad. So something totally, East Anglia is also known as UEA and was founded in 1963. So we're a relatively young institution, but since then we've done a great job at kind of establishing ourselves. We're in the UK top 25 and the world top 200. So again, that just assures you that you are going to a great place to continue your education. The vast majorities of the UK universities are public. We are no different from that. And we are also campus-based. I'll show you our beautiful campus in a couple slides. And then we're also research institutions. So our professors are doing top research within their fields. We do offer over 160 undergraduate courses, what you know as majors. I'll show you kind of the categories that those are in later. And then our university is on the smaller side of large institutions at about 17,000 students, of which 17% are international from a wide variety of countries across the planet. So we are located in Norwich, England, which is about an hour-and-a-half northeast of London by train. That area of the country known as East Anglia is beautiful countryside. So you're kind of surrounded by serene fields and farmlands, but not too far from the coast either. So it's about a 30-minute train ride, but we are well connected. So we have our own international airport in Norwich. So you can fly directly to UEA, usually via Amsterdam is how you would get there. On the left-hand side, you can see pictures. We do have our own castle, as well as 2 cathedrals, 30 medieval churches, those cobblestone streets that you think of when you might think of a quintessentially British experience. We also have been named one of the most affordable cities as well as one of the best cities to live in. And if you are vegan, or even if you're not, we do have one of the highest number of vegan restaurants per person. So I think this just really speaks to the eclectic nature that is within Norwich City itself. We talk about Norwich as being one of the key points to the university because people do absolutely fall in love with the friendly people and with the city itself. If you did happen to see Jingle Jangle on Netflix, a portion of that film was filmed in our Elm Hill district. So the snowball fighting scene is there. So you've actually seen Norwich, probably just don't know you have. So our campus is located about 3 miles from the city center, so kind of on the outskirts of the city, on 320 acres of green space. You can see we have our own man-made lake there. Students like to spend time in the green spaces and walk around the trails there. We do have one of the largest indoor sports parks in Great Britain. On the right-hand side, you see all the fields, pitches, and tracks. That features an Olympic-sized swimming pool, as well as a rock climbing wall as well, and any of the other exercise needs that you have. We do have accommodation. They are by and large single space. So you would get your own room and sometimes your own bathroom, depending on the option you choose. And we do have more kitchen facilities, so students tend to cook for themselves. Our student union is home to pubs. We also do have 60 or more live music gigs. So if you like to hear different music or be exposed to it and go to concerts, that's definitely something you can do on our campus. We've invested in infrastructure. Our first slide actually featured our new science building. We also have Productivity East coming up for engineering students, as well as Sky House, which will be for arts and humanities and some social science students. That just goes to show we're investing in the infrastructure of campus. And then finally, up in the top left-hand corner, you'll see the Sainsbury Center for Visual Arts, which is our on-campus museum. The reason I mention that is it has been featured in the Avengers films as the Avengers headquarters. If you've seen any of those, you have seen our campus. This is a listing of kind of the larger degree areas that we have. So again, there are 160 programs in this. In the UK, undergraduate degrees are standard 3 years, so you will save time from what you do have in the United States. You can also have the option to do a year abroad or a year in industry. Even if you do those programs, that year that's included does not cost the same as the other 3 years. It's done at a reduced cost. We're known for environmental science and creative writing, but we do well with business, economics, as well as international development. And you can't pretty much go wrong with anything on our campus. We are on the UCAS application, which you can think of like the Common App for the UK. We require 3.3 GPA or higher. We also require an examination, typically of either 3 AP or IB exams, an ACT or an SAT. And those APs need to be at a 3+ and are necessary if your subject requires anything for a subject-specific requirement. We do also look at demonstrated interest, so that you have studied that field that you do want to go into, because you do have to know what you want to study. You apply directly to a program. And we do require interviews as well as auditions and portfolios for a very few number of our courses. Costs start at about $24,000 US and go up from there, and the cost of living is about $13,000. We are cost comparable to out-of-state institutions and even some in-state depending. Scholarships start at £4,000 for the first year automatically and go up by essay for £8,000 per year. We do also accept FAFSA loans, and students are eligible to work 20 hours per week. Please do connect with us. We have a student ambassador from California, and she'd love to talk to you about her actual experience, or you can interface with me for the more technical stuff, but take a look at us, especially on YouTube. That's the easiest way for you to visit. Again, my name is Alana. Please do contact me if you have any questions about studying in the UK or specifically at UEA.
Thank you very much. And questions for the group or for specific presenters, just use the Q&A button during the session here. And if it's for a specific school, just make sure to name the school in your question. Up next, we'll hear from the representative from Viterbo University.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jordan Polk. I'm here as representative for Viterbo. I'll go ahead and share my screen real quick. As it loads for you, Viterbo University is located in La Crosse, Wisconsin, and that is right on the Mississippi, right on the Wisconsin and Minnesota border. The town of La Crosse it's about 150,000 people, so a fairly small town, very spread out. The university itself, we have about 2,300 people. That's 1,600 undergrads, about 800 in our graduate program. The city of La Crosse has been rated one of the #1 college towns in Wisconsin, and part of that is the atmosphere the town brings. There are 3 colleges actually in the town, and it makes for a very friendly, very college-friendly community. A very vibrant downtown, thriving college life. So if you are a fan of mom and pop shops and restaurants, La Crosse is a place for you. Its downtown thrives on its old, I guess, heritage, you could say. They're very proud of it. They have many festivals that come to town. La Crosse is home to the 3rd largest Oktoberfest in the world. So there's plenty to do when you're not in class. So let's go ahead and jump into Viterbo as a whole. We offer over 40 different undergraduate programs. We are well known for our nursing programs and our performing arts programs. Our nursing program is ranked one of the top in Wisconsin, and our performing arts program is actually rated top 30 in the nation. But we have our pre-health STEM, health and human behavior, business, and leadership, education. We are actually really proud to say that this spring we will be graduating our first class out of our engineering program. If you are interested in engineering, that is a new program for us. We're very excited for where that's at, and we have actually tons of scholarships ready to go. One thing that we're really, really proud of would be our placement rate and our 4-year guarantee. So what that means is when you come to Viterbo, we guarantee that we will have you out ready to work in 4 years, or you will get into a graduate program. And so we're guarantee you out in 4 years, and then 100% placement rate we're going to have you ready to work in the field that you went to school for. We also have our master's program, our graduate programs. You are automatically accepted into our master's programs if you graduate from Viterbo University. Our business has a 4-to-1 MBA program. With our business, actually, when you do your internships that you always need, if you actually find an internship that isn't paid, we have a grant that we will pay you for that internship. So while you are guaranteed a paid internship in our business programs. When our students, we have about 1/3 of our students are student athletes. We offer over 450 different scholarships to our incoming freshmen, and we have over 80 different student organizations. Again, we are a smaller campus. We have our faculty to student ratio is 1 to 11. So you're not just a number on a computer here. You are, your professors know your name. When you need help, you're the ones they'll talk to. Our student services, we have free tutoring. So our professors, if they can't help you answer your questions right away, they actually have tutors that they trust and that they can get you in touch with. And that is, again, that's all free to you guys. When you come in, you actually get 2 advisors. You get your academic advisor and your life advisor. And they're going to make sure that you're on path, again, to have you out in those 4 years and to see you be successful. A couple other things about Viterbo. It was founded in 1890 by the Franciscan Sisters of Perpetual Adoration. We went from college to university in 2003. And again, we always like to stress that when you come here, we have the 4-to-1 program for the MBAs, is that when you do graduate, you are automatically accepted into our master's program. Tuition wise, we are, again, a private liberal arts school. So our tuition is $40,000. However, we do like to remind everybody that's just a sticker price. Being a private university, we are able to hand out some more money. So actually everybody automatically receives a $10,000 to $15,000 scholarship, and that's based on your GPA or test scores, whichever one's higher. We're going to use a higher one to make sure we can hand out some more money to you. 99% of our students receive financial aid. We usually find that our average cost actually ends up coming close to between $10,000 and $20,000. And we are doing open enrollment. We are test optional at the time until fall of 22. There is no fee to apply, so feel free to jump on. I'll drop the information in the chat. But it is free to apply on open enrollment. So we would love to see you apply and stop by for a visit. We are doing both virtual and in-person visits. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I'd like to invite all of our reps to come back on camera and turn on their microphones, and we can do a quick little Q&A here in the 4 minutes that we have remaining in this session as we clean up some of the Q&A and also just allow for additional information for our attendees. And we'll have you answer in the same order that you presented. The first question I'm sharing right here, or the question in this is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process right now? We'll start with Bemidji State University.
Yeah, a couple things. One, make sure that you are reaching out to the admissions department at whatever schools you're interested in. Most admissions groups have several people there who, want to talk to you and want to help you. They have lots of information. You don't have to do this alone. It can feel very overwhelming, even just looking alone on someone's website. So give someone a call, send an email. They want to help you. And then the other thing I would say is try to visit campus, and right now in as many ways as you can. So if you can't get on campus for an in-person visit, take advantage of those virtual visits that they offer. Look at the videos that are made. Ask to talk to UAs that maybe they aren't giving tours, but maybe they want to get hours talking to students, who knows? But just make sure that you are actually trying to get a personal experience of that campus, and then also make sure you're talking to your admissions reps.
Lake Superior College.
My goodness, Bemidji State stole all of the great answers to that question. I would echo that. It's extremely important to visit the campuses that you think you might be interested in going to. It's the only way you know if you're going to feel comfortable and at home in a certain place. So I'm trying to think of something unique. I guess the only other thing I would add, if you're really not sure about what you want to do, taking some career assessments while you're still in high school, or even during the summer if you're a senior, take some career assessments. You can find them online. Just type in career assessments. I'm sure that something will come up, and that would be a nice way to guide you into something that you might want to do if you're still undecided.
Maryville University of St. Louis.
And I hate to echo what Aaron said, but it really is good advice. Go and visit if you can. If they're not doing in-person visits, go jump on their website. I know a lot of schools are now trying to do a lot of virtual experiences, and that's the best way we can try and get in touch with you folks. So do as much as you can on your side to get in touch with us, and then we'll take care of the rest, giving you all the information you need.
Michigan State University.
Yeah, I would just encourage you all to shoot for the stars. Like, this is your time. College is so much fun and it's so exciting. So I would make sure that you do the research, spend some time looking at different colleges, and don't doubt yourself. You guys have some really good things to offer colleges. So shoot for the stars.
University of East Anglia.
So mine's a bit different. So the UK is an option. So that's number one. So don't be scared. I went to a university that not a lot of my friends did, not in the UK, but don't be afraid to do that either. Don't just think you have to do what everybody else in your class is doing. And second, my advice is always check a hashtag of other universities, see what universities are being tagged in unofficially. My colleagues may hate me for this, but it's one of the best ways you can get that kind of unofficial perspective of what's going on. Because obviously our official channels are going to put forward the bright, sunny, kind of like my background, the bright, sunny side of a university, but you do want to see what else is being said. So always check those hashtags, check to see what they're being tagged on, to kind of check out every single aspect of a university.
Last but not least, Viterbo University.
One thing I always recommend is, ask the school if you can talk to somebody or a student that's in the program you're interested in, because students they'll give you the honest answer on how they feel about the school. They'll really give it, the honest answer. They're not gonna make you read between the lines or anything.
I want to thank you all for sharing that great advice and also sharing the great information about each of your institutions. I want to thank our attendees for joining us for this session. When you close this window, there'll be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, there are more sessions tonight. Make sure to sign up for additional ones if you haven't already, or you signed up for this one. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings at strivescan.com/Minnesota. One more time, I want to thank all of our presenters that shared great information during this session. Thank you very much, and have a great rest of your Thursday. Take care.